Karibu SolidWorks Tanzania. Ni matumaini yangu umekuwa na vipindi bomba sana vilivyopita, na huu ni mwendelezo wa AutoCAD. So kwenye lesson number 4 tuliangalia some of the rest of the modify commands, the array, erase, explode and offset, lakini pia tuliangalia annotation, tukaangalia texting, multiline text, auto dimensioning, as well as a variety of dimensioning and layers, right? Okay, so today this lesson is special for a practice. So we're going to do a practice on 2D drawings using the AutoCAD. But before we proceed, there is one trick I want to show you on dimensioning. So let's say we have a rectangle. So starting point here, let's say along X we have 50, along Y, rectangle here, starting point here. So let's say D for dimensioning, yes, and then length, let's say 50, and width, let's say 30, like that. So maybe down one, like that, okay? So, okay, let me change this to by layer. Okay, so let me do smart dimension of this smart dimension of this side here. So ukiangalia hii dimension yetu, there is a way tunaweza hii arrow hii starting point tukaiweka somewhere, let's say here, like isiwe at the extremity, ikawa let's say somewhere inner here, right? Lakini pia there is a way tunaweza tukaongeza hii gap kati ya this object and this dimension line, right? So how do we do that? So kuongeza hii position kutoka extremity hapa kuja ndani, from external of this dimension kuja ndani, tutaandika kwenye command prompt yetu, tutaandika kwenye command bar yetu dim kwa kutumia keyboard, exe, then enter. So now we will enter the new value. For the present value is 0.2. That means the gap from here to this arrow is 0.2. So tunaweza tukaandika, let's say 3, enter. Alafu tukaangalia, okay, let's put another dimension. Let me delete this smart dimension, this. Okay, so now you can see the arrow is at the distance from the extremity to here. That's the 2 that we entered, right? Lakini pia if we want to increase this spacing here between the object and the dimension line, we need to increase the gap. So let me delete this. Sorry, delete this. So for that we do DIMEXO, right? Enter. Then the present value is 0.2. So let's say the value now is 2. Enter. And now let's say smart dimension here. Now you see the gap here is enlarged, right? The gap between the object and the dimension line is enlarged. So now you see your dimension looks even better, right? Okay, so after that, let's go forward and do a practice. So this is our first practice, and kitu kingine cha msingi ni kwamba michoro haina formula halisi kwamba lazima utokee kushoto uende kulia ama utokee kulia uende kushoto. No, ni vile tu ambavyo unausoma mchoro na unaona okay, wewe unavyohisi itakuwa rahisi kuchora in what procedures, right? For example, unaweza ukachora hapa kila kitu manually, ukachora hii duara, ukachora tena hii manually, lakini hapa kama unaangalia hii feature yote ya upande huu wa kulia ni sawa na hii feature yote ya upande wa kushoto. So kumbe unaweza ukachora hii ya upande wa kushoto wa kulia ukafanya mirror along this center line ukapata the all feature of the right side, of the left side. Ama unaweza ukachora huu upande wa juu, right? Alafu ukafanya mirror ukapata upande wa chini. Ama ukachora features zote moja moja. It's up to you. So where do we start? So let's start this by drawing drawing center lines, the two center lines, right? So hizi center line, kwa mfano hii distance hapa ni 50, hapa ni 50, hapa ni 20, hapa to kama 120. So let's say tuchore center line ya 150, right? Center line ya ama 200 by 200, right? Kwa sababu kutoka hapa hadi hapa ni 60, 120. So naangalia overall center line ambayo ita cover everything here. Let's do so lazima iwe hivyo, lakini let's draw a center line of 200 by 200, right? Okay. So from here, so we leave it by layer, then type of line, let's say center line, right? Green, okay. Ama tunaweza tukaweka hapa amechora kwa black with white background, na it's okay, hata green sawa. So let's draw a center line, ortho mode on, ndo tupate cursor restricted vertically and horizontally. So, oh sorry, Control Z. So starting point there, let's me enter the value of center line 200, enter. So zoom to extent, I can scroll this, yeah. And then I draw another center line from here, upward 100, enter. And from here downward 100, enter, right? So hapo nimeanza na center line. So nimechora center line yangu hapo, ambayo ndo itakuwa inani guide sasa kuweka every other feature, right? Okay. So after that center line, here is what we can draw. Tunaweza chora hii duara ya kwanza kabisa, hii hapa ina radius ya 16. So center and radius, tunaweza kutumia center radius tukaweka radius 16, ama center diameter tukaweka diameter 32, either ways. So cycle, so center and radius. So from here radius is, oh sorry, let me change the type of line kwa sababu ilikuwa center line. Let me go back to by layer for a solid line, and then here say center and radius. So from here this is radius is 16, enter. Okay, then kuna hii cycle kubwa hii hapa ambayo yenyewe ina radius ya 40, right? Hii cycle kubwa. So again, center and radius, from here radius is 40, enter. Okay, again now naweza nikachora hizi feature hapa katikati. So naweza nikachora kwanza hizi duara mbili, right? So kuna hii duara ya ndani, hii duara ya ndani ina radius ya 21, hii hapa radius ya 21, na hii duara ya nje ina radius ya 32. So 21 by 32. So cycle again, here radius 21, and another one has a radius of 32, enter. Now this is the two cycles I've drawn. This one and that one are the two cycles that I've drawn, 21 and 32. Okay, then what? Angalia hapa, naweza nikachora hii hapa, hii gap hapa. Hii gap hapa ni 6. Unaona? Hii gap hapa ni 6. Alafu nikichora hii moja ya 6, naweza nikai array how many items? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Pate 6 items. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 items, right? So naweza chora hii hapa line, nikai space, right? Alafu nikai array. Okay? So ina gap wa 6. Kwa hiyo kitu naweza fanya, so naweza chora line here. So ni hizi cycle mbili. So naweza chora from here to here. Oh, sorry, escape. So naweza chora to a long line. Let's say from here to here. Yeah, to here. Solid line. Escape. Then naweza offset hii line hapa, ndo nitakayo offset left and right by 3 kwa sababu thickness yako total ni 6. So na offset 3 by 3. So naweza sema for offset distance is 3, enter. Then I'm offsetting this one this direction 3, and this one this direction 3, escape. So naweza trim kule ambapo sihitaji. Kwanza naweza futa hii center line, hiyo line ya kwanza delete, right? Then naweza sema trim, so nika trim here, nika trim here, and I trim here, and I trim there, right? Escape. Now naweza nikai add circular pattern kwa sababu I want it to be around a cycle with this center, right? From this center, right? So what I'll do is I'll say AR for array, then select object, this one and that one, enter, and then PO for polar array, which is a circular array, polar array, center, this is the center. Now, how many items do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's it. That's the items that I need. Kama items zingekuwa zimepungua, ningeenda kwenye items niandike labda 6 items. Utaona zitabaki hizo 6. Kama zingekuwa 8 ningeandika 8 and then enter. That's it. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So it's 6. Yes. So after that, what do I do? So I have to trim here, trim there, trim there, trim there, trim there, and trim there to have that appearance. So trim. So I have to trim here and 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 trim here. And trim here, trim here, trim here, trim here, and trim here, and trim here, and trim here, trim here, trim here, trim here, and trim here, and escape. All right. Okay. It's coming, right? It is coming. Okay. So after that, nimeshachora hii feature hapa central. So sasa naweza nikaanza kudili na hizo features zingine. Naweza nikaiposition hii cycle, then hii cycle, then hii cycle. So hii cycle hapa ipo at a distance of 50 from this center and 60 from the horizontal center. So 50 by 60, right? So what do I do? Naweza kuchora kwanza lines, right? Naweza kuchora lines, alafu so naweza offset hii center line by 60. Hii center line naweza offset by 50 na hii center line naweza offset by 60, zikakutania hapo nikaweka hiyo cycle, right? So let's start with that. So all for offset by 50. So which one? This one I offset it by 50, right? All for offset again by 60. Which one I'm offsetting by 60? This one. All right. And then yeah. So that's it. So I position my cycle there. So hii cycle ya ndani ina what, sababu inafanana na hii, so radius yake ni 15. Hii cycle ndani na radius 15, hii cycle nje na radius 21. So two cycles 15 by 21. So here 15, enter. Another cycle here in a radius here 21, enter. Right? So easy center lines, I can just delete them, right? Because I've already positioned my cycle. Delete this, select this, amazon kasema hapa erase, it's okay. Then I have this cycle here, right? This and that. Ziko position here how much? So it is 50 from this center. So 50. So I offset this by 50. No. It's not 50 actually. It's 50 plus 20. This is the center here. It's the same as this direction. So equals 70. So from here to here is 70. From here to here is also 70. So at 70, there is a radius cycle with the radius of 15 and the other with the radius of 20, right? So I'll say O for offset. Offset, what's the distance? 70, 70, enter. Alafu now offset this center line that way. Then napata hapa center ya kuweka hizo two cycles. So one cycle in a radius ya 15. The other cycle in a radius ya 20. All right, then I can just click this one and delete. Okay. Then what? So ukiangalia hapa, hii cycle na hii ya pili ni sawa na hii cycle hapa chini na hii ya pili. So I can just mirror this here to appear down here, right? I can mirror it to appear down there. So I'll say mi for mirror, select object, this object and that object, enter. Select first point, this is the first point, this is the second point, enter. So there I have a mirrored object like that. Now, okay, you see I have this line here, and this line, because it goes to a cycle or an arc, it's tangential to this arc and tangential to that arc. So I'll draw tangent lines to these points, 2 points, right? So I take here a line, I'll come here and I'll find tangency. If I don't find it, so ninaweza kuja kwenye polar tracking, right? Nikazima kila kitu hapa nikazima, nikawasha tu tangent ili nione tangent peke yake, then nikaja kwenye line nikaitafuta hapa tangency hii hapa, tangent hii hapa, escape again, tangent from here to here, tangent, escape. See, and then baada ya hapo nikarudi hapa nikawasha vitu vya msingi, end point, mid point, center, intersection, yeah, maybe that, right? Hizo ni snap point, right? So what next? So kuna cycle hii hapa, right? So hii cycle ina radius ya 20, lakini iko tangent to this cycle and tangent to that cycle. So naweza tumia tangent radius option kuchora hii cycle hapa, alafu nitai trim, right? Okay, so nakuja hapa na select tangent radius. So tangent to this. So what is the radius? The radius here is 20. Okay, so tangent to this, and radius is 20. Enter. You see? Okay, and then I can say trim, and then I trim this one here, right? I trim this one here. Okay, there's some small lines here, but wakati tulikuwa tume offset ile line ya kufanya array. Okay, and then trim this. Yeah, now I can even trim this one too. Skip. Yeah, it's coming, right? It's almost there. Okay, now hii feature naweza mirror ikaja pia ikakaa hapa juu. So naweza sema mi for mirror, enter, select object, this one, enter, first point, this is the first point, this is the second point, enter. So again, it's right there. So naweza tr, so trim this one. Okay, all right. After that, what else? So features hapa nahisi zimeisha, ni kumira to everything here to appear on the left side. See how simple that is? Yeah, so mi mirror, select objects. Select this one, this one, this one. All right, this one, this one, and this one. Enter. First point, this point, second point, this point. Enter. Voila. See? You see how simple that is? Very simple, right? Okay, tumebakiza nini? I think that's it. It's done. You see, imekuwa even kwenye kufanya two dimensional drawings muone imekuwa quicker kwenye AutoCAD. Sababu mchoro pia nadhani tulichora kwenye SolidWorks, but I think this one was quicker. So kitu tunaweza fanya hapa ni, so hizi ni gradient. So tunaweza kuja hapa tukaja hapa gradient, tukachagua aina ya gradient, right? Let's say this one. Let's say here. Sorry, does it have, yeah. Tunaweza kuweka to any color here. Okay, tunaweza kuweka hapa. Any gradient color. hapa, 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 um, yeah, hapa, 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 hapa. Yeah, mahali tumebakiza no, skip. Ni kwa sababu tumeweka okay, kala almost kala moja. Let's say control Z. Okay, tumeweka kala moja, tungeweza kuweka kala tofauti, right? Say gradient, let's say gradient, let's say this one ikakaa hapa, ikakaa hapa, ikakaa hapa, ikakaa na hapa. Alafu tukachukua another type of a gradient, right? Let's say this one ikakaa labda hapa, 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 hapa na hapa, right? Kuchukua labda another gradient, let's say this one ikakaa labda hapa na hapa, hapa na hapa, right? Another, let's say gradient, right? Say which one? Let's say solid. Let's give it yellow. Kaipa hapa, 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 hapa. Yeah, let's look. That looks beautiful, right? Yeah, looks more beautiful. Unaweza ukasema control P for printing. Unaweza ukasema hapa PDF creator, kama una print uta select printer then say preview. So hii hapa ni this here is our 2D drawing, right? So from there unaweza ukaipa dimensions and nini and nini and nini. Unaona kama hizi center line kama unaziona kama solid, unaweza ukaziongezea scale ili zionekane vizuri zaidi hizi center line. So escape, close this, unaweza uka click this one, so unaweza uka select all this center line, select all this center line, then right click and say properties, then line type tayari, type ni center, let's say scale hii hapa, scale let's say 5 or let's say 10, let's say 15, yeah, like that. Lakini pia hii center line properties, right click sema properties, tunaweza tukaipa line weight, tukaipa 00 kwa thin line, right, kama dimension lines. Again hapa naweza nikaja nikasema 00 na nikafanya dimensioning, so smart dimensioning. So this one, see this one, oh sorry, let's say from this point to that point, smart dimension, say okay, this one, okay, zima auto mode hapa kwa sababu lazimisha vitu visivyoeleweka. Yeah, have that, okay, and the rest. So let's say control P, PDF creator, preview. Sorry, let me zoom to window like this. Control P. All right, PDF creator preview. Yeah, unaweza kuona hapa centerline sasa hivi inaonekana vizuri zaidi, right? Unaweza kuongeza text size ya hizi dimension kule kwenye dim style, right? Lakini so far so good, right? Yeah. So I hope enjoy the lesson. I hope umejifunza vingi na umeelewa vingi. And yeah, so this is it for AutoCAD practice 1, 2D practice 1. See you on another practice. Ciao.